This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by the Battle for Wall Street. Battle for Wall Street will take users on an unpredictable adventure as they try their luck at becoming the next Titan of Wall Street. A life simulation game, players will start their own virtual firm, which requires everything from constructing the trading floors and purchasing the coffee to hiring and managing the day traders. If you guys are interested in downloading, it is now available for your Android and Apple devices through Google Play and iTunes. Once again, that is the Battle for Wall Street, available now on your Android and Apple devices. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script episode number 82, part number 2 for your Saturday morning. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me this weekend on the number one fucking source for everything WWE right here on YouTube.com, man. Off the Script in your sub boxes every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, if you guys missed yesterday's explosive episode of Off the Script, man, starting the weekend off on Friday, part 1, go check that out in the description below. There'll be a link for you. It'll take you right there. Matt and Jeff Hardy possibly returning to the WWE in 2016, and if things go right, and if things go the way I want them to go, they'll be at tables, ladders, and chairs this year in December, man. So go check that out if you missed that. I also forgot to mention on part 1 of Off the Script this weekend, if you guys loved my Behind the Mic podcast, I got episode number 10 all up and live right on my channel, man. We're talking about Night of Champions, and it's one topic with one topic only. This is what Behind the Mic is, man. We discuss, we dive into it, and we go over everything about that one topic. This topic on Behind the Mic number 10 was Night of Champions, man, and how WWE dropped the ball with a potential great pay-per-view that could have been in the Big 5, man. So we talk about that, and I explain my reasons why Night of Champions should be a night for only champions, man. No Rusev and Ziggler. You got the NXT Championship belts that you got down in NXT. You could defend them on the pay-per-view. I talk about it all. I go over the Night of Champions card that I would book. I go over storylines that I would have created. It's a fun time, man. If you got 30 minutes, go check that out. Link is also in the description below. What are we talking about today on Off the Script right here for part 2, guys? Well, there is a possible spoiler going around for John Cena and Seth Rollins at Night of Champions later this month, man. In just about 1 week, I should say. So we got possible spoilers for Seth Rollins and John Cena, one-on-one for the United States Championship. Seth Rollins will have his hands full at WWE Night of Champions on September 20th in Houston, Texas, as he's set to defend both his championships in 2 separate matches. One of these matches will involve him putting his United States Championship on the line against John Cena in a rematch from WWE SummerSlam last month. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE has a ton of John Cena t-shirts with the United States title featured on the front that are set to be put back on sale for the company. This could be a subtle hint that Cena will regain his championship at the upcoming pay-per-view. This past Monday night on Raw, it was John Cena along with Darren Young and Titus O'Neil of the Primetime Players emerging victorious in the night's main event, defeating Seth Rollins and The New Day. This would be Cena's 5th reign with the gold should he defeat Seth Rollins. He held the United States Championship for 147 combined days, which is currently tied with Big Show. 2 more days will pass the Vigilante Sting, who will go one-on-one with Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions in the advertised main event on September 20th, live on the WWE Network in Houston, Texas, man. That's big news right there. That's big news. My prediction for this, and I'm going to go over this again several times during the week, we're going to have a big Night of Champions week, guys. I'm going to do the WWE 2K15 match simulations with Seth Rollins and John Cena. I'm going to do it with Seth Rollins and Sting and whatever else big matches they got going on at Night of Champions. I'm also going to do a preview and predictions video for Off The Script Part 1 next weekend. So I'm going to go into the entire card more in depth as well. But I'm going to give you guys a glimpse into what I'm thinking right now for Night of Champions. I honestly think that Seth Rollins will lose both belts at Night of Champions. I think John Cena is going to regain the United States Championship. But then again, if you're listening to me and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, JD, if they gave Seth Rollins the belt for only a month, what sense would that make? I don't know. I honestly don't know. The only thing I can pretty much tell you guys from my perception of everything, if Seth Rollins loses the United States Championship and the WWE Championship to Sting, I think this is setting up a grander scheme in what they got going on with Triple H and the Authority. Now, one of you guys actually brought to my attention that Seth Rollins gets so fucking pissed off with the Authority pretty much abandoning him and not giving him any support, not giving him any help, and this is going to create a rift between Seth Rollins and Triple H. Now, this is all being done to pretty much do Seth Rollins and turn him into a face and get him away from the heel character that he's been playing for the majority of this year. Now, what does that mean? If Seth Rollins becomes face and he wants to take down the Authority because he's so upset with them pretty much abandoning him and just leaving him high and dry, and he lost everything without the Authority's help, and he wants to get revenge on the Authority, and the Authority's gloating about it. They got this power struggle once again. They're overtaking Raw, and Seth Rollins wants to go against the Authority. What better way than to hire and get the band back together, man? Get Rollins on board. Get Reigns on board. Get Ambrose on board. Get the Shield back together. That's the great way you introduce the Shield, and you get them guys to take down the Authority, and we got a nice little storyline going into WrestleMania. That was one idea from one of you guys. I really like that idea if Seth Rollins did lose both belts at Night of Champions, but I think he's going to lose both belts regardless. I just don't see Seth Rollins walking out of Night of Champions with the United States title. John Cena did that belt so much good in the time that he held it. I think the WWE really wants to get that belt back on Cena and start reestablishing that belt once again, because Rollins is not going to defend it. It went from being defended each and every week and being brought into the spotlight. Now it's just a prop around Seth Rollins' waist, man. That's not what you want to do. So I don't know what WWE's grand scheme is, but I do think John Cena is going to recapture the United States Championship again, and he's going to, again, take that belt and make it just as important as it was before he lost it, all right? As for the WWE Championship, I honestly think Sting is going to win the title, man. I think Sting winning the title is what's best for business, to be honest with you. I think a John Cena-Sting match at Survivor Series is money. If Sting wins it, there's always the possibility of Sheamus cashing in his Money in the Bank. You know, Sheamus is a beast. Sheamus is coming into his own. They're moving on from Randy Orton and Sheamus. I got news on Randy Orton in this episode, so stay tuned for that. I see Randy Orton now, you know, taking a little break. I got news on that. They're positioning Sheamus for bigger and better things. Maybe they're setting Sheamus up for a cash-in against Sting at Night of Champions. But again, I mean, you're going to bring in Sting to pretty much get in the middle of this Seth Rollins and Triple H feud and kind of be the middleman for that. Then you're going to have him win the title, and then you're going to have him lose the title in the same night in just mere minutes to Sheamus. I don't know, man. That's not the reason to bring in Sting. I don't think that's the best usage of Sting to begin with. But only time will tell. September 20th, Night of Champions. It's got a lot of newsworthy questions. A lot of questions that need answers, man. So, obviously, we'll all be tuning in for Night of Champions. I'm going to go over it more in depth as well on Off The Script and during the week with my WWE 2K15 match simulations. So, make sure you guys tune into that all this week on my channel. But that is a possible spoiler right there for the United States Championship. John Cena and those United States Championship shirts that WWE now wants to feature once again. They want to be put back on sale by the company. So this could be a subtle hint that John Cena regains the United States Championship against Seth Rollins at Night of Champions. Speaking of Randy Orton, the September 7th edition of Monday Night Raw may be the last time we see the Viper Randy Orton for quite some time. Orton emerged victorious during his rubber match with Mr. Money in the Bank Sheamus during the show, Following the win, the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Braun Strowman emerged to beat down Orton. Prior to his bout with Sheamus, Orton was seen backstage chatting with both Reigns and Ambrose. It was implied that the former Shield members were recruiting Orton to side with them in the six-man tag team match against Wyatt against the Wyatt family, I should say, at Night of Champions on September 20th in Houston, Texas. The Wyatts were clearly seeking to eliminate anyone showing the slightest interest in joining Ambrose and Reigns' cause, which explains the reason behind the unprovoked attack. According to the PW Insider and PWInsider.com, this attack was used as a means to write Orton off television for the foreseeable future, as WWE officials currently have no plans for him at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. Two things here. One, I like the idea of the Wyatt family pretty much going after anybody and everybody that could be a legitimate choice for Reigns and Ambrose to join them at Night of Champions. I like that idea. It's a wolf pack mentality. It's a cult-like mentality. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, they're going to go out and pretty much decimate and take out and eliminate anybody that is going to befriend the Shield, I should say, Reigns and Ambrose, and help them against the Wyatt family. I like that idea, and I'm glad that the WWE is bringing that, that whole perception into play with this storyline, all right? Because I didn't want it to be Orton. I don't want it to be Kane. I don't want it to be any of these, typical names. I want it to be a genuine surprise. We threw out names, and I reported names like Baron Corbin, possibly a Samoa Joe. We don't know, man. The element of surprise. And like I said, this is one of the more intriguing storylines going into Night of Champions, because there's always that question mark as it stands as to who it's going to be joining Ambrose and Reigns at Night of Champions. I like that idea. Number two, Randy Orton is too good. And I'm not the biggest Orton fan, but I can respect and I can appreciate what he brings to the table inside that ring, man. There's nobody that is as fluid as Randy Orton, that is as good as Randy Orton. He goes inside that ring, man, and every single time, he may not be the greatest of all time, but every time he goes in that ring, man, it is top-notch quality fucking wrestling, man. Randy Orton knows how to control the ring. Randy Orton knows how to maneuver around that ring, and anybody you put Orton in a match with, man, it's always going to be quality. All right, so Orton is too good for the WWE he's too good for them to have nothing for him. That's just ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous, man. Orton has nothing to do on WWE television because the creative writers have no plans for him at Night of Champions. Now, that's just laziness on WWE Creative's part. I know Orton, he's not the most exciting character on television, Orton is one of these guys that starts off fucking hot. He turns heel, he turns babyface. He turns heel, he turns babyface. And every time they do it, it starts off great. And then they take him off television, and then they just fizzle out. He fizzles out, and it just gets boring. And it gets to be typical Randy Orton and typical WWE creative writing. Orton is too good for them to not have anything to do with him, man. That is just absolutely absurd. That goes to show you that WWE creative writing and the people who pen the storylines, they honestly don't know what they have on the roster. They're lazy. They're probably not fans. The majority of them are probably not fans of the product. I hate reading shit like this. There's no long-term plans. Orton is one of your biggest guys in the company, man. He's a fucking Hall of Famer, a third-generation superstar, right? His second or third generation. I don't fucking know, man. I'm not good with fucking stats, but you get my point. Orton is a fucking ring general. One of the best on television, and they got nothing for him. So right now, this Wyatt family attack is a way to write him off television. I'm sure he's going to enjoy the time off. He wants a reduced schedule anyway. He's probably going to spend time with his wife. He's going to go on vacation. He's going to relax. He's going to come back refreshed. And anytime Orton wants to come back, you want to put him in something big, he's going to still make that same impact, man. No loss there. Orton rest up, and we'll have something for him, hopefully, towards the end of the year. WWE has started to mull over who should be inducted into the Hall of Fame next year in Dallas. While no names have officially been announced yet, it appears that WWE officials have one highly acclaimed Texas tag team in mind for a potential induction. PWInsider.com reports that Michael P.S. Hayes and the Fabulous Freebirds are locks for the inductions in 2016. This is reportedly set in stone and will indeed happen at the Hall of Fame in 2016. Hayes, who's 56 years old, recently celebrated his 20th anniversary with the company as a road agent and voice in creative. The group formed in 1979, centered around Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts. Although the other members were involved at various points in time, they performed in a number of promotions, including NWA, WCW, AWA, and WWF. The Freebirds found tremendous success in the ring, including run-ins with WCW Tag Team Championships and the GWF Tag Team Championship, as well as the NWA American Tag Team Championship. They are also responsible for the revolutionary Freebird rule, which allows any member of the team to switch into matches and defend the tag team titles. WWE recently has brought this back into the fold with current champions, The New Day. Fabulous Freebirds, man. Definitely a lock for the Hall of Fame. I don't see why not. So if you heard it here first, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one reporting this right now on YouTube.com. When Hall of Fame and Wrestlemania time comes, you'll know where you heard this news right here on Off the Script. The one thing I will say, 20th anniversary for Michael P.S. Hayes with the company, man. That's loyalty, that's dedication, and you got to give it to him for sticking with the company for so long, man. He loves what he does, and anybody can respect that, man. 20 years with the company, that's good shit right there, man. You don't find many people like that anymore, working anywhere in any business, man. That's fucking awesome right there. What else we got here, man? What else we got here? Tyler Breeze is rumored to be the next NXT star to be called up to the main roster. This makes JD a very happy man. Breeze has been in NXT since 2010. The rumor is that Breeze will be called up before 2015 is over. As of late, Breeze has been working the main roster live events in dark matches and at NXT or at WWE TV tapings, as well as working NXT live events. Tyler Breeze, definitely a main roster talent. He should have been on the main roster months ago. The only concern here with Tyler Breeze is, will this gimmick get over? Will the WWE main roster guys and the creative writers know what to do with Tyler Breeze? Tyler Breeze, man, I love his entrance. Will they allow him to be the character Tyler Breeze that he is in NXT on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown? Will he have that fucking fabulous entrance, man, with the selfie stick, and is he gonna do his shtick, you know? We don't know, man. A lot of these guys from NXT, and Tyler Breeze is in that group. You know, he's with the Ballers and the Joes and the Corbins and anybody else they're fucking looking to bring up, the Baileys. You know, I was worried about the Ascension, and they were ruined on WWE TV. They did the same thing with Bo Dallas. Neville hasn't done much at all. What is going to happen with Tyler Breeze, man? What is going to happen with the majority of the guys that they bring up from NXT? You know, there's always the fucking big exclamation point that is Kevin Dunn. He doesn't like NXT because it's Triple H's baby. It's Stephanie McMahon's baby. They're nurturing it like a young child, right? It's so successful that it's fucking on fire right now, man, and there's no signs of slowing down. Kevin Dunn, internally, is jealous of what Triple H has done with NXT. Why? Because Triple H is going to replace Kevin Dunn when the time is fucking right. So Kevin Dunn, instead of being a fan of the industry and a loyal and dedicated WWE employee and someone who wants to see the company succeed, he's going to fucking shit all over everybody that Triple H has worked with down there because he doesn't like what Triple H is doing because he is jealous. That's exactly what is going on, man. Internal fucking politics with WWE, man. Kevin Dunn is a cancer. And the same thing is going to happen. Like it happened to Neville, like it happened to Bo Dallas, like it happened to The Ascension, like it happened to Kevin Owens. It's going to happen to Tyler Breeze, man. Why? Because he's too good. Why? Because he came from NXT. Why? Because he's a Triple H project. Why? I don't know. Because Kevin Dunn is a fucking cancer, man. That's why. So hopefully, I'm praying to the fucking gods of wrestling, man, that Tyler Breeze makes his debut on Monday Night Raw, and that he's just as great as he was in NXT on SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, man. I just hope so. He's too good not to. He worked his fucking ass off. He's been in NXT since 2010. It's going to be 2015, 2016. The time is right to bring him up, man. He's too talented. The gimmick is fucking awesome. I could easily see someone like Tyler Breeze carrying around Intercontinental Championships, man. I could see Tyler Breeze fucking becoming a main event guy, putting on fucking classic matches that is going to captivate a crowd in front of fucking 15, 20, 30, 40,000 people, man. He's that fucking good. He is that good. Will it get over on the main roster? Will the WWE Universe get what Tyler Breeze is trying to get across on TV, man, with his character. I don't know. I just hope so. Hopefully Kevin Dunn doesn't get in the way of this one. We will see. Only time will tell. But Tyler Breeze expected to make a main roster debut before 2015. For those who have asked, I don't know why, and I don't know why you guys watch Total Divas, Cameron, who is one of the biggest wastes of payroll on the fucking WWE roster, is off WWE shows, thank fucking Christ, because she's working on her music career. She released a music video earlier this year, and WWE even gave her some promotion by posting the video on their YouTube account, but it was not well received by the fans. I wonder why. She's been working out with a personal trainer and doing appearances at various events not related to WWE, and she will be relaunching her website soon. She is also working on a clothing line for adults and children called #WrongNumber. The #WrongNumber campaign promotes anti-bullying. She noted recently that she hopes to win the Divas Championship one day, so it looks like she plans on returning at some point. You will never be Divas Champion. I don't want you to return at any point because you are fucking awful. Stay off my TV, man. You don't belong in the fucking same vicinity. Never mind a same fucking ring, a fucking arena, in the same business as a Sasha Banks, a Bayley, a Becky Lynch, a Charlotte, fuck, even Alicia Fox, man. Fuck it. You don't belong anywhere on a WWE show. Do your fucking music career, get your shitty clothing line out there, and get the fuck off my TV, man. Seriously, she is awful. That is that. And finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script, The Undertaker may have a few more matches left in the gas tank, man. The general belief in the wrestling circles within WWE was that the dead man would hang up his boots following WrestleMania 32 on April 3rd of 2016 in Arlington, Texas. The belief has changed, as many within the company have been talking about working past the big event, The Undertaker working past the big event. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, The Undertaker, who last wrestled at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar, will turn 51 years old in March. For you guys who cannot add, that means he is 50 years old currently as we sit in September. It is expected that he'll compete at least one more time before WrestleMania, which may come as early as Hell in a Cell in the final confrontation with the Beast Incarnate. In a recent blog entry, WWE Hall of Fame play-by-play man Jim Ross noted that he didn't think the AT&T Center would be the location of The Undertaker's last in-ring bout. From what I can determine, Jim Ross says, WrestleMania and Texas will not be The Undertaker's final match, but the jury is still out on whether it will be Sting's last match. Ross wrote, "No, I don't see them having a match versus each other at WrestleMania either. Plus, I don't see how WWE gets all the way to April for the Taker-Lesnar rubber match if that is still the plan." I like it, and I said this several weeks ago. Undertaker and Lesnar, it should either happen at Hell in the Cell, inside the cell, or at Survivor Series, man. Why? Because you're going to need to sell Hell in the Cell. Nobody's going to fucking go out and purchase the network for a shit B-level pay-per-view. Survivor Series has been ruined. You don't build the Survivor Series off the tradition that it is 4-on-4 elimination tag team matches, man. You don't. So my idea was either for Hell in the Cell, which Jim Ross just mentioned, or Survivor Series. You have The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. You go with Sting winning the title at Night of Champions. You hold it all the way to Survivor Series. And you got John Cena versus Sting at Survivor Series. Those two matches alone will sell the entire pay-per-view, man. They will get subscriptions up, all right? John Cena beats Sting at Survivor Series, becomes the new WWE Champion. Yes, I know, you cringe at the fucking sound of that. But Undertaker goes into WrestleMania with John Cena fighting for the WWE Championship, man. If he's got one more fucking year, if he's got another couple years left, why not? Why not give The Undertaker the WWE Championship, man, in a limited role? He can still go. That's obviously the fucking case if he went 20-plus minutes with Brock Lesnar, man, against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He's fine. Undertaker trains like a fucking beast. I'm sure of it. He looked fantastic. That's the best I've seen him look in several years since he's been competing at WrestleMania, man. That's just how I would do it. Or if you want The Undertaker to retire, man. If you want The Undertaker to retire in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium, right, at WrestleMania 32 in front of the biggest crowd that will ever hold a WWE event, John Cena is the perfect guy, man. If he really wants to ride off into the sunset and you really want to build a retirement angle, the only man that could do it is John Cena. The only man I would want to do it with is John Cena. Why? Because that match, to me, even now, with the streak being broken, is still money. Especially if the title is on the line. From there, you can go the Jim Ross route, which he's mentioned several months back. Undertaker wins the title, comes out on Monday, retires from the WWE, relinquishes the belt. We have a fucking massive 16-man tournament to crown a new champion, man. I know Vince don't like tournaments, but I love tournaments, and tournaments, especially for something as big as the WWE Championship, will always get someone at home or watching the product, wherever you may be, invested in the product, man. That's just my idea for that. Let me know what you guys think about all the top stories right here on Off The Script. This is number 82, part number 2. Thank you guys so much for watching me. Follow me all over social media, man. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the channel, man. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And join me right here for Off The Script each and every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check out my sponsors, man. WrestleCrate.com. The ultimate fucking crate. The best subscription service you can fucking purchase for yourself. Delivered right to your front door, man. www.WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. If you guys want to donate to the stream, link is also down below. Not the stream, the show, I should say. If you guys want to donate to the show, link is down below. As always, go out and buy a fucking t-shirt, man. www.ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script, man. Fucking awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching me right here on Off The Script. I don't have any more news, guys. I'm all out of fucking news. Hopefully I can find something for a part 3. If not, I'll be on here doing something, man. I'll entertain you guys the best that I can. So join me for part 3 of Off The Script. Until then, take care. This is JD, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for part 3, man. Talk to you later.